Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump officially impeded and obstructed a session of Congress 2 years ago. He wrote emails to his attorney, and then his attorney tried to pressure Mike Pence. Trump tried to shove democracy up his big fat rear end. Now, there are numerous legal statutes that say that if Trump knew what he was doing, and he knew that he lost all those court cases, he knew that he was acting in a corrupt manner with a corrupt motive to deceive and basically engage in a widespread fraud. He deliberately told his attorney to write provocative emails to the vice president at that time, thus attempting to impede an official session of Congress. This is not only an indictment on American democracy, Trump's going to get indicted by Merrick, Garland, because those emails are far more incriminating than Hunter's saying, how can you use your influence on behalf of the company? The company executive asking, or corporate executive asking Hunter, how can you use your influence, son of the vice president and future president at the time, on behalf of a corrupt oil and gas company? Oh, I give 10% to the big man, half the salary to you-know-who, his father, who was the vice president and then eventually became president at the time. Emails that were riddled with disinformation from you-know-who, okay? And so you can see the difference when emails associated with Hunter are just left at a computer repair store that show clear-cut pay-to-play schemes. That's not undermining democracy. What's undermining democracy is pressuring other people. President Obama didn't pressure James Comey to exonerate Clinton with top secret and special access program intelligence on servers running outside of the United States government. Our beloved president never pressured a country being invaded under his watch to fire a prosecutor withholding $1 billion. That wasn't pressure. That was an established viewpoint among very smart people. We don't know if President Obama wanted that to take place, because even the Ukrainian people that he was actually referring to at that time within when he was, saying that he forced out the prosecutor, he said, well, they said I had no authority. And then he said, oh, well, go ask the president. Go ahead. Ha. And then they forced out the prosecutor, and then eventually they got the $1 billion. But Trump forced the president, Zelensky, to investigate pure as the driven snow Joe. And that's why he was impeached, even though the president of that country stated categorically Trump never pressured him. They still impeached him, and they had a right to do so. He's an authoritarian. He's pressuring everyone. Full court press. President Obama never pressured James Clapper or John Brennan. They took it upon themselves to save democracy and say that the Kremlin installed Trump. That's a peaceful transition of power. When it was a primary with Bernie Sanders. It was generally fair and neutral. Okay, the burnouts say that Bernie Sanders was cheated. I was one of those people. I learned my lesson, though. That's internal politics. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Trump's getting indicted by Merrick Garland for undermining democracy and obstructing an official session of Congress. It's not like President Obama told Clapper or Brennan to say that Trump was installed by the Kremlin. It's not like President Obama told James Comey to exonerate Clinton. It's not like President Obama told his entire intelligence apparatus to say that Russia hacked the DNC to inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated based solely upon a third-party tech firm that was given money by the Democratic Party to say whatever it wanted to say. That's democracy. That's called democracy. Hit subscribe to this channel if you enjoy my voice. I've changed. Hit subscribe and to my new Patreons. Thank you. Trump impeded and obstructed justice, democracy, and official proceeding, and he did so with intent, knowing that he was wrong. At that moment in time, he had the brain of a liberal Democrat, an MSNBC pundit in his mind. He knew what he was doing. He knew it was wrong. And he tried to pressure the vice president, who rightfully told him to take a hike. President Obama didn't pressure Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. He didn't pressure Peter Strzok to say that Trump was a menace and that will stop Trump. Peter Strzok did that all on his own to save democracy. President Obama didn't pressure Nellie or Bruce or the DOJ officials who helped spread the Steele dossier. President Obama didn't pressure BuzzFeed to publish the Steele dossier. President Obama didn't pressure Twitter and Facebook and every other social media algorithm to hide the story of Hunter's emails. No, those people took it upon themselves without absolutely any command or direct order from Hillary Clinton or anyone within the Democratic Party. That's the difference. Democracy is allowed to flourish under the present state of affairs, with Democrats and journalists and political operatives and people like, Michael Sussman and Igor Danchenko and Kevin Kleinsmith, who were indicted by the Durham probe special counsel. These people were simply informing the government of a lot of bad things that Trump could have possibly, maybe, not really, but who cares, did. It's democracy. It's called democracy. When Trump pressures, it's a big problem. When Democrats pressure, you can't prove it because they don't. Nobody pressured anyone at the Washington Post and other publications to say that there was a 7-hour gap, or that in his testimony, or that Trump cleared Lafayette Square, or that Trump Jr. Got tipped off on emails, or that Michael Flynn and Michael Cohen and all these people and Carter Page and George Papadopoulos were speaking to intel officials from the Kremlin. No. Those happen to all be false stories. Things that never took place, but millions upon millions of people were able to see them for what they are. False stories that they eventually believe are true, but are really false, with tiny retractions at the bottom, or no retraction at all, from publications like CNN and others that perpetuate lies and deceitful statements, but at least it's for a good cause. When Trump does it, it's for a bad cause. Trump says that his tax returns don't hold the holy grail of corruption. Wrong. There's a lot within his tax returns. It's just they haven't found anything in 2 years, but they will. Trump says he didn't elevate his net worth. Well, yeah, right. He inflated New York real estate. New York real estate is not expensive. Trump said that it wasn't installed by the Kremlin. Yeah, right. The Mueller probe said there were a lot of suspicious activity. Trump said that he didn't orchestrate a plot in January. He specifically told those people to go and cause havoc and go into people's offices and take laptops. And he specifically said a lot of things to people in a roundabout way. He speaks, and there's a homing beacon inside the minds of very impressionable, gullible Trumpers who don't really have any free will. They just do whatever Trump tells them. So Trump is the puppet master. They're all the puppets. And he was a Putin puppet too. Trump's going to get indicted. And it's finally going to save democracy from his pressurizations, his pressuring people, his real estate holdings, his tax returns, the fact that his Steele dossier was generally accurate. It was backed up by a high to moderate confidence assessment that he was installed by you-know-who. And then he asked you-know-who for help again. Sure, it's about, the pay-to-play schemes reaching the very height of the Democratic Party, but who cares? He wanted help from you-know-who regarding Clinton's 33,000 deleted emails without any government oversight. I mean, she deleted those emails without any government oversight. By the way, I want a Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump 2024. Please, God, make it happen. But those 33,000 emails, how are they going to help anybody? Madam Secretary Clinton had a right to delete 33,000 emails without government oversight. If Trump did that, it would be totally fine. Not really. Because if he did that, it would be wrong. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Share this segment everywhere. I might do the same segment in about an hour. Share this. I've had a change of heart, people. He tried to overthrow democracy. Now Merrick Garland, it's the big payback. Like James Brown. Give me your thoughts.